Hey guys, welcome back to another video where today I'm going to be explaining you the key difference between a losing and a winning sports bettor. Now, first of all, if you've clicked on this video, major props and respect to you. You've chosen to click on a long and unedited guide instead of all the short clickbaity videos about free tips and buying my course. So, respect to you, it means that you want to be part of the 0.5% of punters in Australia that actually make a shit ton of money from the bookies. So why listen to me? So I first started, started sports betting when I was 18 years old. I opened an account straight away. And between the ages of 18 to 20, I was pretty much betting on everything under the sun. Didn't really have a gambling addiction per se, but I'd love to get on the punt. I was betting quite frequently, and I eventually just got sick of losing and then found a way to use betting promotions and essentially gain an edge over the bookies. To now, I'm to the point where I can work full time on this until I start full time law next year, and this allows me to spend this year making as much money as possible from the bookies, and also trying to help as many people as possible to achieve that goal, to get to that stage where they're able to make a consistent source of income from the bookies. And for our members, we've been able to generate almost 200 units of profit since our launch in late October. So that's almost $10,000 in profit for the $50 punter if they started at that point. And we're now trying to focus on build our community with the goal of educating as many young people as possible to essentially turn sports betting into a consistent source of income like myself, and to basically just get paid to watch sport. So I'm going to explain the traits of an average punter and compare them to the traits of a sharp punter or a winning punter. And then that'll lead me to the key difference between the sharp punter and the average punter. So let's get into the average punter. So the average punter usually has an emotional attachment on the bets that they play. So the best example I can give is if you support a particular team. So let's say you're a massive Broncos fan. You're predominantly going to be supporting the Broncos, and you're never really going to bet against them. So every time that the Broncos play, regardless if they're massive favorites or the underdog, you're always going to support them no matter what, because obviously you don't want the Broncos to lose. You don't want to see them lose. And it gives you more of an incentive to watch the game and to support them even more by writing a bet on them. So an average punter basically just has an emotional attachment. Um, you also don't have a strategy whatsoever in terms of staking unit sizes or bankroll. So an example of that is if you go to the races and you say to yourself, I'm only going to be doing $10 bets, and you place that $10 bet at the start of the race on, I don't know, a $25 horse, and it gets up and you're up to $250. Now, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to stick to that $10 unit size that you planned on at the day. You're probably going to up your stakes to about $40, $50. And yeah, most people don't really have any system in place or any strategy that allows them to stick to the same unit size. You're sort of all over the shop in terms of your betting patterns and what you're betting on. You're obviously not risk averse, so you don't really care about, the risk that you're taking. You're just pretty much plainly and simply betting on anything and everything. And you're more likely to be chasing after the big wins rather than sticking to an effective system long term. So, simply put, you're just someone that places a bet with zero strategy, and you're just placing bets to have fun. You're riding them with your mates. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with it because I still place those bets even in my spare time, or just riding them for a little bit of that thrill or to have fun. And there's nothing wrong with it, but I'm saying that that mindset will make you an average punter. And if you're here most likely watching this video, chances are you want to learn how to be a winning punter or know what it takes to be a winning punter. So on this next slide, I'm just going to explain what the sharp punter are, the characteristics of what a sharp punter does. So a sharp punter makes more informed decisions rather than emotional. So they're not really focused on a team that they support or they want to back because they like the team or the particular player. It's more that there's no emotion or no bias in place, and allows them to make a better informed decision about the likelihood of a bet hitting. They also stick to a particular unit size based on their bankroll. So even if they are going on a massive string of wins or on a little bit of a dry spell, the unit size will always predominantly be the same. And if they do want to up their unit size, it will be at a very calculated time or at a more strategic time for them to do so. And obviously, to answer the title of the video, a sharp punter hedges their risks. So you've probably heard the saying before, like hedging your bet, hedging your stake, whatever. But this is actually the key difference to the sharp punter and the average punter. So obviously, we're going to get into risk hedging in the next few slides. But basically, a sharp punter sticks to a system that is mathematically proven to work. Now, that is usually using promotional markets, and essentially those promotional markets give you an edge over the bookie, and they're able to use that long term to essentially make more profits and keep that edge over the bookie. And they're just someone that wants to make money off the bookies. And I've had a few messages saying to me that, oh, this isn't fun or what you do isn't fun. Mate, at the end of the day, we still have the same through. There's still an element of risk involved because we are still riding that same bet. The only difference is that we know that in the long term we're going to be winning. And obviously, what you're still having fun riding a bet and you're making money off it. So yeah, like I said, you get that thrill of the average punter, but you know that long term you're going to be winning. Now, let's get into risk hedging, which is the focal point of this video. So, by hedging your risk, you're minimizing your losses and you're able to maximize your profits long term. So, for example, I'm quite keen into the stock market. I've got a bit of an interest to it. I'm by no means Warren Buffett or an absolute expert, but I've studied finance and I have a bit of an understanding of how the stock market works. So, a simple example is when you're building your investment portfolio, you want to invest in different industries to diversify your portfolio, but to also minimize your risk in case one industry isn't yielding you profitable returns by basically spreading your risk or spreading your portfolio in different industries. You're canceling out that risk. Now, that's more from the stock market perspective. But in the realm of sports betting, we hedge our risk in two key ways. The first one is laying off our non promotional bets to protect our accounts. And then the second one is hedging our risk through bonus bets. Now, with non promos, the two key ways are the Betfair Back and Lay method and the two-way Dutching method. And I go over these two methods in detail in the last video where I essentially explain how to best protect your accounts without getting promotionally banned. So that video is in the description if you want to check that out and you want to get more of an idea of those two methods. So yeah, you can go and check that out. And the second method, which I'm going to go over, is bonus bets. Now, bonus bets can be acquired in two distinct ways. The first one is signing up to a bookie. So when you first sign up to a bookie, that first deposit that you put into that account, the bookie, might be able to match that deposit with bonus bets. So 100%. Say for example, you put in $100 of bonus or of your money into that bookie account. The bookie will match that and give you $100 in bonus bets. And then the second way of acquiring a bonus bet is an insurance if one leg on a same game multi fails or a horse comes second or third. Now, I kind of explained a bonus bet strategy in one of my previous videos. That's our promotional sports betting strategy. I've also linked that video in the description as well if you want to check that out. So, with a bonus bet, we can cover both outcomes of an event to recover approximately 70% of that bonus bet stake back. So instead of gambling that $50 bonus bet and risking 100% of our stake, we are guaranteed to recover $35 off that stake back into either our bookie or Betfair account and then only lose $15 rather than risking 100% of our stake and losing the full $50 bonus bet. Now, the best example is, say, in an NBA game, you're backing an underdog team to win. So you'd put that $50 bonus bet stake on the underdog. And then what you'd do is lay the underdog. So bet on that underdog to lose on Betfair. And essentially what you've done is you've covered both outcomes of a particular event. Now, that is a way to effectively cover or turn over a bonus bet at, say, 70%, which is what we get our members to turn our bonuses over. Now, if we use that strategy or use that idea, if a bookie gives us $100 in free bonus bets for just simply signing up to them, around $70 to $75 of, say, a $100 bonus bet is basically risk-free money by using that strategy to cover all possible outcomes of an event. So an actionable step that you can really take is open up some new bookie accounts if you don't have these particular bookie accounts, or you've never actually opened a sports betting account before. You can sign up to them, put an initial deposit, and usually that bookie will match that deposit, either 100% of, say, $100 matched in bonus bets. And you can use that free bonus bet that the bookie has given you to essentially turn that over into risk-free profit. And you can easily make $500,000, no joke, $500,000 over a weekend by just simply signing up to them and taking advantage of bonus bet offers. So for our new members that sign up, it's usually what we tell them or teach them to do, and that allows them to get into that mindset of being risk adverse and being able to hedge your risk. So it's a really effective way of starting off and being able to make money in the long term. And with this strategy, the overall result is that by hedging your bonus bet, it allows you to minimize your losses and maximize your long-term profits so that you're able to consistently make money, as we can see from our official results. And with this graph, you can see that our results take a long-term linear positive trajectory. You can see that the graph keeps going up in a linear upwards direction. Obviously, we have a few bumps across the road, but that's imminent with the game that we're playing. And like I said, there is still an element that we can lose. But in the long term, as you can see from this graph, where by using those bonus bets, we're essentially minimizing our losses to maximize and be able to make money in the long term, as you can see from this graph. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for getting this far. I hope you've learned a little bit about the difference between a sharp punter and the average punter. Give this video a like if you really enjoyed it. Give us a subscribe. And if you're sick of losing on the punt and you want to know more about what we do, you can go and check out our website. That's linked in the bio, in the description. Obviously, you can join. You can watch more content, look at our results. And if you're interested, go ahead and send us a message on our socials. We'd be more than happy to assist and mentor you on your way to becoming a winning punter. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and have a great day. Cheers, guys.